What's up, functional bodybuilders? I'm going to break down the box step up for you today. And I've got two different types of boxes out here because the first thing we need to talk about is what surface should you be stepping up onto and how high should that surface be? Choosing the right box height can make a big difference in one, the safety of the exercise, two, the efficacy of the exercise, and really where you feel it on your body. Now, standard box heights in many gyms are 24 inches, 30 inches, and 20 inches. The problem with some of those heights is that they don't fit perfectly to your body. In a perfect world, we've got 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, 7, 8, 9. We have all the options of box heights that would allow you to find something that's really perfect for you. The 24-inch is a commonly prescribed male height for box jumps. This is really too high for the type of box step-ups that we often do in Persist and functional bodybuilding. And the reason is I want this exercise to really train my hip and give me the sense of single leg squatting. When I put my leg up onto this box, I get into a very, very deep squat position on this leg. This is quite an advanced single leg protocol to step up on. This is almost the depth that I would perform a pistol squat, and as many of you know, the pistol squat or a one-legged squat is a highly advanced move. So could I progress to this? Sure. Is this something that I might do in training periodically? Absolutely. But as a standard height where I like most people to start is lower than that. The other problem with this type of box is it's a little bit soft, and it's great for jumping on because when you do plyometrics and you're jumping, having a softer surface to land on might be nice. But more importantly, if I catch my shin on the side of the box, I'm not going to get a big gash. They're much safer for jumping on. But for box step-ups, I don't love the soft box. I much prefer a hard box and a hard step. If you have a box like this, great. If you have a different plyo box or you can just stack weight plates, all of those are good options for stepping up on a box. What I like to aim for when I'm thinking about a starting height for box step-ups is I take a look at the knee, and then I go right below the knee, and this is the kind of patella tendon insertion right here at the top of the tibia bone. And this little bump is kind of a great measure. Now you can see this box is a little bit lower than that for me, so I would actually prefer about 2 to 3 more inches. This whole setup is 14 inches. My ideal height for my box step-ups when I do them is 16 to 18 inches. That's what I really like. It helps me to really focus in on working my glutes, hip control, and not trying to train end range of motion. I have other exercises that I love to prescribe for end range of motion training. The knee over toe split squat, full depth squats, cyclist squats. For this, what I'm really aiming for is a position and a height that's going to allow me to effectively train my hip control with a vertical torso and balanced side-to-side pelvis. So this is how you're going to get yourself set up. When you perform box step-ups, I'll put these to the side. One of the keys that we want to see is you're controlling your body weight from the ground all the way to the top through a single leg. So if I have a lot of control and I can demonstrate a lot of control, I should never have to touch this non-working leg to the top of the box. I might put it there for a little bit of balance at the top, but I can go down, I can come back up, and lightly tap, meaning all of the work is happening on this leg. And that's why I choose this as a starting height, because this allows me a very controlled setting to start working on single leg control. And if at that point I can progress to a slightly higher box or a heavier weight, that is the only time I would progress. A common mistake that we see is I've got heavy dumbbells in my hand. I have maybe a box that's too high, I've progressed too quickly, and this is my step up. I throw my opposite leg onto the box, and I stand up with both legs. As a single leg protocol or single leg exercise, that technique and that approach really defeats the purpose. If I'm just throwing this leg up here and standing up, then I'm actually not really developing any single leg control. What I'm doing is I'm balancing for a moment, using a little bit of momentum, and then performing a quarter squat. We have plenty of other ways to train our squat, so for this, really focus on, if you're gonna be using dumbbells or not, you have to have great control through the forward leg only. And now one more tip, and this is not essential, but it's a great learning tool for box step-ups, and I'll show you from this side so you can see. If I perform a step-up, I want to minimize how much I'm using the back leg, okay? You can just tell yourself, don't push off the back leg. Another way to make sure you're not pushing off the back leg is if you look at this back leg, if I lift the toe of the back leg, then I can't push off. It's very difficult to just push through your heel. So by just slightly lifting the ball of your foot, I can really focus on the strength of this working leg. Okay, in review, make sure you know your box height. Choose something hard and steady, not soft and squishy. When you're stepping up, make sure you're using all the control through the working leg here. If you need to, lift the ball of your foot to ensure that you're not pushing off the back and that these reps are really missing the purpose of the step up. I hope this helps. If you have questions, you know what to do. Drop them in the comments. We'll see you next time.